Five Bangladesh bowlers used so far. Shakib Al Hasan has been at his brilliant best. Just 5 runs conceded from his 3 overs so far. West Indies backing themselves, winning the toss and batting. Average first innings total last 10 ODIs here in Malahide is 283. They'd take that now.
Slip it.
Older the new man in. 6'7", giant of a man. Gets down the pitch very quickly. A couple of strides. Standing back in his crease as well. And whip that round the corner. This is good bowling by Shakib Al Hasan. He's keeping the West Indies honest.
Wow, beautiful.
Noticeable that Captain Mortaza has a man in on the drive. So while he's done that for the last couple of overs, Hope in particular, man on the drive, also put in one there, just to keep an eye on Jason Holder, because he tends to tries to work the ball into the leg side and just flip it into the off. That's what he's there for.
Top area, Shakib.
It's a top area, Shakib. A little bit of bounce as well. I'd love to see him with a slip.
Wall.
It's a maiden. 100 for 4.
Slow progress for the West Indies, as Niall O'Brien calls them. The Manhattans have got smaller and smaller. Those screens, West Indies 100 for 4 after 25. The fizz resumes, and Tino, West Indies dealing with spin. The difficulties continue.
It's a tradition that you don't like to talk about when it comes to West Indies batsmen. They have always struggled against slow bowling. Been 77 deliveries since the last boundary. This goes to show you. Fizz is bowling beautifully. He looks much better today. His energy is up as well. It's good energy, good ball through to the keeper. Good energy behind the ball. It's a good rest. He looks a lot livelier. It's not too cold. And he's bowling with good energy.
Definitely seems to have good rhythm. No doubt about that. So much of it for the quicker bowlers is that rhythm. Days it's just there. You can nearly without thinking put it where you want to put it. And he's certainly doing that job for Bangladesh today.
That's a good shot by Jason Holder. Would he get 4? Oh, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Deep on the boundary. On the sweep of boundary. Shabir down there. That is sensational. That's what you want to see from your fielders. There's the effort.
Well, there's no doubt about that. And he saved his team. 2 runs here. Brilliant piece of fielding from Shabir. Showing the ability to pull the ball back into the infield. And again, quite rightly, the Fizz acknowledges that piece of fielding.
energy and well bowled. I was having some chat with some bowling coaches. One in particular, Ian Point, who's a fantastic bowling coach. We have a lot of discussions. We're talking about where we get energy from and pace from there and set it. So Courtney Walsh isn't tonight just yet. I call him Sir Courtney Walsh. He's a tremendous contributor in terms of West Indies cricket to West Indies cricket.
Always appeared such a selfless cricketer. Tino did a great job for his team.
Absolutely, and a good mentor as well. Very approachable. And I was talking to Ian Point about bowling, and he was talking about rhythm, and he asked me the question: was I a rhythm bowler? And I said I wasn't really one that really depended too much on a rhythm. I just run in and let it go as quickly as I can.
And there's a surprise.
But everyone is different, you know. Sometimes you get in the rhythm. I never really work with the rhythm. I just run in and make sure I try to keep my head as still as possible.
End of the 26th, West Indies 104 for 4.
Bowling pizza. boys, ভাই ভালো হচ্ছে ভাই, রান ছাড়া এরপরে কিন্তু আর নাই ভাই তেমন রান ছাড়া ভাই এখান থেকে।
Shakib continues. Here's his scorecard. Shea Hope, 48 not out. Looking good, but he needs to hang in there. Jason Holder is getting another single. But yeah, but the fizz looked much better today. His rhythm looks good. He's charging it a little bit more. His energy looks good. Good. And that's good signs for Bangladesh. Bangladesh needs those stars to really do well in the World Cup. I have them going deep in the World Cup because I think they're a good unit as well.
Even better signs of these figures from Shakib. Miserly 6 runs. Now 7 from 4.2 overs. Did a great job for his team. As he does virtually every game he plays, Tino. He's been a star all-round performer.
And he's going to do really well in the World Cup as well. On those surfaces. It's well bowled. What he did just now was just slow it up. He's probably saying to Jason Holder, I want to see you use those long levers. Hit me out the park. I dare you. I double dare you. Here he goes again. Beautifully bowled by Shakib Al Hassan. He slowed it up even slower. That is good bowling.
Well, he's just got that ability to get it up and down. Just hold it back there, that dip. You think it's there to drive, and suddenly it's not.
Stop, Jack.
And the pitch is a good pitch. I saw it this morning. It is a good cricket pitch. But the skill is all about the skill. Jason Holder using his feet on this occasion. Good batting and good bowling as well. 7 overs. 107 for 4 to Windies.
Interesting stat here, Tino. Shai Hope, in his last 20 ODIs, has scored 1,114 runs at an average of 74.26, including 5 centuries. That's star quality. And throughout this series, he's shown that. And he's on the march again, one away from another 50. The West Indies will be looking to him to translate that into another century, I'm sure.
First time in the series we've seen Sharka. A little bit of medium pace. He's trying to stifle the West Indies batting even more.
Maybe to give the skipper a few more options. Of course, they only used the 5 bowlers in the previous game, which is unusual in modern ODI cricket.
And that's 50 for Shai Hope. His good form continues in this Tri-Nation series. They want to carry on. The West Indies bossy. Standing and clapping the young man who's been in ominous form.
There's the full match stats, averaging over 50 in ODI cricket, and that's a hell of a record. That would have been very close.
I think he was going to be on his bike, Jason Holder. He would have made a good possession straight down to the pavilion. He was running in the right direction of the pavilion. Oh no, yes he was. Oh no, yes he was.
Not even in the picture, Tino.
He played the shot and he hesitated, then he called. And if he called while he was playing the shot, you would say a good single. But he played the shot and he was hesitant. And if Shakib was any straighter, I think he would have been out. So you can see, he hesitated and then he moved off. He's one lucky batter, Jason Holder. You can count your lucky stars.
Could Sakura got back to the stumps there, maybe, Tino?
I think he could. He's just bowling a gentle medium. In the heat of the moment. Here's Shai Hope, 50 package. Wasn't electrifying. It was much harder today, but nevertheless, played 1 or 2 beautiful cricket shots. And in particular was wonderful. Well bowled. And after 28, the Windies, 111 for 4.
There you are. Shai Hope out on his own in terms of most runs in this series. Shakib continues.
It's happened again. Someone nearly going from his pad onto the stumps. The thing about Shai Hope, he's not a big sweeper of the cricket ball. Most rolls his left foot back and breaks the rest into the leg side. He's not one of those batsmen that fine sweeps the ball, so bowlers can see that, fire it into leg stump.
That's an interesting point you make, Tino, because we've got deep square leg, we've got long on, and we've got 60, 70 metres of space if he can get himself outside off stump. Take LBW out of the equation. You've got to be probably looking to do that. Bring a bit of risk into your play. Down the ground is out of commission for him now, with long off and long on stationed.
Not saying that he can't play the sweep shot. Just you don't see him play a lot.
That brings a rapid end to Shakib 6th over for 10. West Indies 113 for 4.
Welcome home, Fizz. Welcome home, Fizzy. Puja. Okay.
That's the story of the 107 dots. Again, Bangladesh swimming. That's very good fielding. Abdullah there, extra cover. And that's a critical part in ODI cricket, Tino. You can't be having that many dots, and that's the pressure that Bangladesh have built on the West Indies here, particularly through spin.
That's something they have to address holistically as a batting group. Something for Floyd Reefer and his backroom staff. Call for 2 initially. Good running from Shai Hope. If you call it, he sees any opening, he's going to come back for 2. So good running by Holder, and hope that those dot balls has been a kryptonite for a very long time in West Indies cricket, especially when it comes to limited overs. There's over a century of balls.
Yourself.
And if they want to go deep into that World Cup, it's something that they have to address. Got to find a way. They got to find a way to get those dot balls into at least singles. That's what a good sides like England and Pakistan do. Well, and that's the boundary. That's the boundary. Finally, Jason Holder finds the boundary after 102 deliveries.
Strange looking shot this, but it's just basically clubbed down the ground for 4. And as you said, Tino, first boundary and over 100 deliveries for the West Indies. Try and break the shackles here.
He only looks strange because he's such a long man, so tall. Well, that's back-to-back boundaries for Jason Holder. He's saying, I'm tired of this. Let's get a move on.
And this was a lot easier. Pushed into his legs from Sarkar and eased over mid-wicket by Jason Holder. All very straightforward, that. So back-to-back boundaries after a drought.
Calling for 2. Feeling Iqbal. Well, after 30, the Windies 124 for 4.
Bangladesh have a real stranglehold on this game. And it was interesting, Tino mentioning in the last spell of commentary, no real use of the sweep shot now. It would have been something you'd have played a lot in your career against spin. And it's such a profitable shot in so many ways, and played a lot more in ODI cricket, but has been redundant for the West Indies.
Yeah, be very watchful against spin bowling. Not for the first time this series, as the Bangladesh supporters find their voice. They're playing well here in a big game. A win will see Bangladesh through to the final. West Indies already there, of course. Sweep shot difficult for a man of Jason Holder's height, of course. I would like to see him use his feet, use his long levers. Hope, very capable sweeper of the ball.
But again, looking at that area now, between deep square and long on here, it's very inviting.
Well, there's men on the boundary, but I don't think the batsmen in this day and age care too much with men on the fence. Batsmen in the modern era, all their works on leg side, should just be one. Batsmen in the modern era, you think of Jos Buttler of England, Morgan. They back themselves, they hit through the line. Good bats, strong, fit men, and clear the boundary. So they're not too perturbed. Back in the day, man on the boundary, you have to hit it on the ground. But I think the game has changed somewhat.
Not even so much that, but you look at modern players, you looked at Balbirnie weekend, his placement was superb. Outside of hitting it out of the park, it was generally in an area where there were no fielders.
That's what it's about, Barry. Hitting the ball where there's no fielders. It sounds simple. It's very easy from the commentary box. There are always better players once who've retired.
I hear you. I don't mind talking about it.
Wants to. Good early call. Should get in and out varies. Good batting from Jason Holder. Good reply by Hope. Getting back for a comfortable two and ticking the ball around. They picked up 2 boundaries the previous over, so starting to get a little bit of momentum here, the West Indies.
And they're going to need it. And Holder, you would think, will be pivotal in that. If Shai Hope can bat through for his team. Another 3-figure score. End of the 31st, West Indies 129 for 4. There's some very impressive stats for Shai Hope. Shai Hope, there's a lot of good players on that card. And of course, ahead of the master. But when you go down further and you think that he's 10 runs per innings, or the guts of 10 runs per innings, over 50 matches better than anyone else. And he's 25 years old.
Yeah, wonderful talent. Question marks will now, can he transfer that one-day form into test match cricket? He's had some success in test match cricket, but his numbers nowhere near as strong in the longer format. That's the challenge for that young man at the moment. One-day cricket, he's dominating. He's almost mastered to a certain extent. Red ball, not.
Again, probably came into a side in transition, but long levers you were talking about, Niall. And again, placement.
Well, he uses every bit of his frame. Placement was good, as you mentioned. Fielder in the deep, unsure of the boundary, unsure of the opposition, and do nothing about it. So Jason Holder starting to cut loose. He's hit 3 boundaries in the last 5 minutes of play, so finding some form.
Good cricket that from Jason Holder. Boundary immediately followed by a single. Keep that momentum going as this rebuilding phase. And that vindicates what you're talking about. Average of 28 in Test match cricket. But he's a young man, he's 25 years old, and I dare say that average is going to get a lot healthier as the years continue.
Well, you would hope so. It's a bit of a common trend, I suppose, with West Indies cricket. Maybe slightly turning now. Good Test series against England recently, but the focus for West Indies cricket, it seemed for a long time, was on white ball cricket. So Shai Hope was left behind slightly, but in one-day cricket, you'd think should be able to transfer some of that skills and have a healthy average in the late 30s, 40 in Test match arena.
Well, above all else, he looks to have a very, very sound technique. And it's at that level of the game where it's tested. That's why they call it Test match cricket. Of course, he came into a West Indies team in transition. Interesting step there. Now, only one extra so far gives you an indication of how well Bangladesh have bowled. And interestingly, that extra was the first ball of the day. The debutant. Again, I was just thinking now that I have you back in the box, just talking about form. Obviously, Darren Bravo for the West Indies, Ireland's skipper. You know, periods that you did feel you went through bad form.
Well, chipped in the air. It's going to land safely. Jason Holder living a slightly charmed life at the moment. Well, I got a very good bit of advice early in my career by a South African batsman, Martin van Jaarsveld. And he said, when you're out of nick, take some time away. Don't overthink things. Don't over-practice. Sometimes you can try too hard when you're not finding your form. And I think Bravo is someone who's doing that at the moment. When you're in form, like Hope, Balbirnie, Kevin O'Brien, practice, practice, practice. Keep the good form going. But sometimes when you're out of nick, you want to try so hard. You bat more and you start getting very tense in your technique. And you forget actually why you're out there to enjoy yourself and express yourself. Big shout by Mushfiqur Rahim. Jason Holder, we mentioned he's not a big sweeper of the ball, long way down for the captain. Mushfiq was anticipating a little under edge.
Yes, and Jason Hope flicked the side of his hip there, suggesting certainly no sign of bat there at all.
That brought a little bit of energy back into the box, and it's all happening in the middle. Holders popping the ball in the air. There's LB shouts, cut behind shouts. It's all going on in the middle here of the village.
Certainly is. Just casual stroke play from Holder. Eased into the onside. End of the 33rd. 144 for the West Indies. we are. It'll be interesting to see what a good total will be here now.
Well, 270, I think 280 is minimum they need. It's a good track. Outfield is faster than previous days. There we are. See your private jet, Alan.
Certainly not. I wish.
Interesting passage of play. 17 overs to go. Saying 270, 280. Whose responsibility here, do you think, Alan? Is it Hope? You want to get 100 at your current rate and let Holder take the risk, or should they both go?
I think Shy Hope has to be the cornerstone, the foundation. Obviously, there's only 17 overs remaining, but they're not going to get anywhere unless you're always looking for one of your top four to get yourself 100. You bat around him. A stage will be reached, but he's taken a bit into his own hands there. He's taken that on top of the bounce. That's a great shot from Shy Hope. Advancing slightly down the pitch. And Calypso. That's a great shot. Head still. Top of the bounce. Beautiful shot from Hope. But going back to that point, I do think that Shay Hope, if he's there at the end, 100, 120, not. And the stage will be where Holder's got to go. I don't know whether you agree with that. I don't. The two set batsmen now, certainly a point is reached or one has to go. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. As you mentioned, if Hope stays to the 50 over, he'll be 120 not out. Holder's just looked like he's just getting going in the last 2 or 3 overs. Partnership was good, 46 off 62. And there's our good friend tucking into a bit of lunch. Hope he doesn't spill it on those nice trousers.
Whatever about the nice trousers. Tino easing. He's very conscious to keep that body of his. Sun on the guns for Tino.
Well, Jason Holder just finding some good form here in the last 5-10 minutes, and partnership was good. 47 off 63. Power to add, you would think, if they can extend that another 5, 6, 7 overs, take it into the last 10 with 6 wickets in hand, you all of a sudden a 280 turns into a 300, which should be a good score. And a slightly slow surf is a little bit of spin.
Well, that's been the Achilles heel so far. Rahidi and Shakib have done a great job for the team.
White ball.
Just as we spoke. Loose delivery. Second extra of the day. Down the leg side. And there he is. Some cricketer, Shakib. So clever in everything that he does. Batting, bowling. Does it without any fuss. Any fuss whatsoever. Rattles through an over. He might have an over done in a minute and 15 seconds, minute and 25. He's on top of you the whole time.
Well, Abu Jayat's had a tough debut to date. Well, a bit of a mix-up. Nearly an overthrow, but all's well that ends well. Nothing doing. Abu Jayat, probably with decent pace, a little bit of shape. Slightly nervous, you would think, today, making his debut. Had a good BPL, Bangladesh Premier League. Good cricketer. Someone who's rated very highly by Stephen Rhodes and the backroom staff of Bangladesh Cricket. So, a long future, you would think. There's a wonderful bowler. A legend. Cuddy Walsh.
Eased into the onside. That brings us to the end of the 34th. West Indies 148 for 4.
Over.
on you. Done a very good job for his team. Again, only conceding 34 into his 9th over now. And that's the 50 partnership for Holder and Hope in good time.
He's done a good job, Mehdi, as he always does. I'm slightly disappointed with the West Indies approach playing against spin. Carbon copy of how they played the spinners in Clontarf. No real effort to get on with it. As I say that, Jason Holder sweeps. Shakib in the deep, nearly wrong-footed himself. Keeps it to 1, but they've been very restrained in both fixtures against Bangladesh spinners. Not much, I would say, intent to go downtown and take the spinners on and put the pressure back on the bowler.
Even too when they had mid-off up now. Didn't come down the wicket to completely agree. Just that type of delivery there, floated up in the air. Because he's a short man, Mehdi. You know, obviously subtle changes of pace and whatnot, but when it's above the eye line like that, you've a fair idea where it's going to be. And of course to the right-hander, playing with
Smashes it out. It's only going to be a single. It's 35 overs gone, 152 for 4.
West Indies were at 99 for 4. They're on to 152 for 4. Drinks have been taken. The 35 over mark. So 15 overs to go. Hope there on 64. Needs the wickets to fall. It's a good catch to get rid of Ambrose. LBW. Karen Bravo down for 6. His recent poor form continuing. Third wicket to fall. Up to mid-wicket by Roston Chase. Off by Mamadullah. Second LBW. Is he getting the wicket? Jonathan Carter for 3. That's the way we stand. 152 for 4. This is the Bangladesh bowling.
Yeah, Jayed on debut. North for 41, been expensive. Mortaza, as always, excellent. Picks up an early wicket, 1 for 32. Pick of the bowlers, though. Mustafizur Rahman, excellent today, 2 for 17. He's had a couple of poor games. Bouncing back well. Shakib, 10 runs off his 6 overs. Wonderful, wonderful figure. So Bangladesh fighting back. West Indies had a good power play. Put 50 odd on the board in the power play, but Bangladesh fighting back. Big hours cricket ahead of us.
The average here is just above 250. Last 10 ODIs here gone up to 280. So they'll be looking something around that figure, maybe.
Well, I think so. 270, 280. I think it's pivotal here for Holder to stay at the crease for another 5-6 overs. Shakib helping the youngster with some plans, but it's all about the players to execute. Good partnership forming. 53 off 72, so power to add, you would think. Hope has played well. Holder's come to the party in the last 4 or 5 overs, found the boundary a lot easier. Good contribution from Holder in the partnership, 35. Just 17 from Hope. Hasn't had that much strike in the partnership, but for the West Indies, if these two can take it to 40, 42 overs, all of a sudden a 270 turns into a 300 total.
Windies winning the toss, deciding to bat. They're already through to this Tri-Nations final. Holder was in the air for a little while. Backward point with a despairing dive. They're going to run through for 2. Bangladesh with a win today would join them in that final. Ireland sitting in the wings, hoping that it's a West Indies win today and then Ireland can beat Bangladesh in game 6 of the series in Clontarf on Wednesday. So ifs and buts and maybes, still a long way off that.
Jason Holder, an interesting 5 or 10 minutes. He found a boundary on a number of occasions. There's been 2 or 3 times just chipping the ball in the air to cover, to point. This one beats them all, end up a beautiful ball. I'm just wondering, is the pitch slightly too paced? A little bit slower than batsman's anticipating? Obviously, was used over a week ago against England in the ODI, so it's been on the covers for a while. Maybe a little bit slower than we imagined initially.
Where he's batting, there's a bit of a green tinge there as well, so maybe that's what the bowler's thinking, bowling it into that. Quick single. Good call, good running. A little bit of trouble, 99 for 4. Ambrose Bravo, Chase and Carter all out at that stage, but rebuilding here between the captain and the opener. Partnership now has 56 of 75 deliveries. Slow, steady pace. Not many boundaries. We did have quite a flurry of boundaries in the opening couple of overs, but pretty much dried up since. Nice shot by Hope. There's a man out there though. Just a single.
Well, they had a very good power play, the West Indies. Since the power play ended, after 10 overs, it's been sluggish, I would describe it. Measured, watchful, careful. Not something you're associating with one-day cricket at the moment.
Real contrast there in sizes, wasn't there, between Mishfiqur Rahim, the wicket-keeper, and 6'7" Jason Holder as they passed each other by, little and large. Holder, a huge man. Good captain.
Good cricketer, Jason Holder. Good with the bat, good with the ball. Was very well received in his 6-week stint with Northamptonshire in the county championship. Held in very high regard, obviously, especially after his double 100 in the Test series. But carries himself very well. Very humble, very well spoken. I think he's got the respect for not just his own side, but the sides around the world. So he's going to be a pivotal man in the World Cup if the West Indies are to progress to the latter stages.
Single to Hope to end that over, the 36. They've moved on now to 158 for 4.
system. Come boys, come boys, come boys!
Eady on from the polar end. Again, good contrast in the height of him and Jason Holder standing beside the umpire Richard Kettleborough. Hope gives himself a bit of room there, crashes him through the covers. There is a man there. Just running through for two.
চেষ্টা ভালো কর, চেষ্টা ভালো কর।
6 and over from here would take them close to 250, but beyond that. Platform from these two. We're at the business end really of the innings now. West Indies would be looking to just put the foot on the accelerator now and get the runs on the board.
Well, you would think 240 shouldn't be enough. Posted 260 plus in Clontarf, and Bangladesh chased it down with real ease to inflict an 8-wicket victory. So, 8-wicket defeat rather. They're going to have to go some here, the West Indies.
Bowling, lovely areas, Miraj.
When you looked at the pitch, you think it's a good pitch. 260, 270, I thought, minimum. So a lot of work to do here for Holder and Hope. Bangladesh trying to restrict as best they can.
Good Miraj. Finish well there, Miraj.
Ashley Nurse, Keema Roach, Sheldon Cottrell in their lineup to come. They have debutant as well today, and Ryman Reefer for Shannon Gabriel. Just the one change for the Windies from that victory over Ireland the other day here in Malahide. 4 runs from the over so far. Forward defensive push to end the 37th. 162 for 4. Fizzer has been the pick of the bowler so far, 2 for 17 to continue now from the Ishbahani end. Bangladesh supporters in, enjoying the sunshine, enjoying what they're seeing so far. Plenty of seats here available in Malahide. If you're in the area, want to come down and watch some top-class ODI cricket between two teams who will be contesting the World Cup in England come the end of May. Carved away by Holder. Just the one though.
Yeah, good smattering of Bangladesh supporters. A couple of West Indian fans in the house as well. Cricketing hotbed of Dublin. And they've got some decent weather to boot, so a good game of cricket in store. There's my old liaison officer from 2007, Big Peter.
It's in the air from home. Good shot. And that's going to carry all the way for the maximum, is it? Yes, there's the signal from referee Neil. Umpire Neil. Doing too many GA matches these days. Umpire! As he whacks him away down the leg side, down towards Cow Corner. And that's 6 runs.
Wonderful stroke. Absolute precision, timing, and power to boot. And Hope continues on his merry way. His fine form here in Dublin continues, eyeing up another century. Absolutely fantastic form.
109 against Bangladesh in that 8-wicket defeat. 170 against Ireland. He is in great nick in his 52nd ODI. J-Hope. You mentioned that this part of Dublin is a real hotbed for cricket. You have the Hills, Rush, North County, Malahide itself, Clontarf. A lot of cricket grounds around this area, isn't there?
You'll have people from Balbriggan, Briggan, squeezing in.
Certainly. How could we forget?
It is a wonderful place. A wonderful part of Dublin, Malahide. Play your cricket. A nice way to spend an afternoon. Have a walk along the estuary. Malahide CC, very strong. I was watching their club play yesterday down at Railway Union. Had a good win over my home side, Railway.
Holder calls Hope through. There's Railway there.
Yeah, Michael, Railway Union suffering a defeat yesterday to Malahide. Lovely to see a bit of club cricket and support my local club, Railway Union, where I learnt my trade. Good and bad, I suppose, as it were. Nice way to spend an afternoon up around Malahide Castle.
Played a couple of games there myself, Railway Union. Faced up against Izzy Joyce. A couple of runs off her. It's nice.
Good slow ball by the Fizz. Good change-up. He acknowledges that Jason Holder maybe is the one that's looking to get after him, looking to get on top, and just changes his pace. No real change in his action. Hides his slow ball very well. Off cutter from the Fizz. Really, really good skills. Wonderful T20 bowler. Can bring those skills into the longer 50-over format.
A ball right across Holder. Tempting him. 170 for 4.
Send your ball in, left arm round.
That's the local constabulary, the Garda. He's checking on 3 lads having their lunch at the bench. $170 for 4. Shakib Al Hasan. My word, 10 runs given away in 6 overs so far. He's been on the money from the very off.
Yeah, the West Indies are going to have to get after him somewhat here. They can't allow Shakib to bowl these next 4 overs cheaply. They're going to have to take a bit of a risk against the left arm spinner. So skillful, Shakib. His action very repeatable. Slight changes of pace, slight changes of angle where he releases the ball from. Wonderfully skillful, experienced, got great nous.
Quicker ball.
Well, I'd like to see Hope on the slog sweep here. He's got a deep square leg and a long on. He's got oceans of space in the deep mid-wicket region.
Bowler's keeping him honest there. 3 dot balls in a row. This the Windies don't want. They're being hemmed in a little here. Looking for the single. Nothing doing though. 4 dot balls. This is pressure. Building the pressure all the time, Bangladesh in particular. Shakib Al Hasan only gone for 10 runs now in his 7th over. And he's on the spot, on the money. Not a lot Hope can do about that.
He gets it.
Well, the ball's not turning a great deal. So there's plenty he can do. He can skip down the wicket, he can skip down the wicket, he can take a sweep on, a slow sweep, reverse sweep. At the moment, the West Indies not willing to try anything against Shakib.
This field gives them a single.
If you're going to play from your crease against a bowler of Shakib's quality and experience, you're not going to be able to knock around for 4 or 5 and over. You've got to take a risk. They're standing in the crease. They're making it even easier for Shakib just to bowl line and length. Line and length. You've got to stay in your crease. I'm going to hit it back of the length. Very difficult for you to force me away. Slight field change now with Jason Holder on strike. I think Shakib always one step ahead. Sends his man out from mid-wicket to deep mid-wicket. Brings cover up. So he tries to protect that leg side. Very good bowling here from Shakib. Good, clever use of the field.
Just turning around the corner will yield an easy single. 11 to go. 172 for 4. Hasn't been prolific scoring between these two. 73 off 90 odd. Beats the outside of the bat. Holder has a look down the ground. That's the World Cup for the West Indies, which you alluded to earlier on now.
Well, it's a difficult start. Pakistan, Australia, South Africa and England. June 14th. West Indies, if they don't start well, could be out of the tournament. So, really difficult start for the West Indies in the campaign. Without disrespecting Sri Lanka. Wants to, he's not going to get to. Good work from Sabir Rahman out of the deep. Without disrespecting the likes of Sri Lanka, Afghanistan, West Indies would have hoped for a slightly easier start to the tournament. As it were, it's going to be a difficult tournament. Jason Holder wanted to. Hope not interested. Good work by the Bangladeshis. They've been good in the field. Apart from the odd drop, a couple of missed fields. They've been good the last hour. They've been very, very good.
Hope trying to hike that into mid-wicket.
Well, there's protection on the leg side. I think Hope will be better off trying to go over the offside, especially with Mustafa Rahman bowling a lot of off-cutters. So maybe going over extra cover might be an easier option than taking on the long leg side.